Our clothes are supposed to fit us and not the other way around.
Come on, baby, get up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, get up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, get up.
I think that we need to stop seeing a size label as a moral compass. And I will use myself as an example. I think that we all go through this, but we live and we learn, and with time we understand that we are a lot more than what our bodies look like. I remember that one time, and I will never forget, I was very upset. I started freaking out because I had a pair of pants that I had gotten literally in middle school. And I loved those pants, okay? Like, they were my favorite ones. And sometimes, even though they were my favorite, sometimes I would stop wearing them for like a long time, maybe like a couple months, and then I would like go back to wearing them. And then it was such a good feeling. Like, I would feel such like satisfaction every time I would like try them on after a long time, and they would fit me the same. For some reason, that made me feel more valuable, that made me feel more worthy, that made me feel just better about myself and better about my body. And I remember that one time that changed. I think I was like kind of separating a few clothes to donate, and I came across that pair of pants. And I was like, oh my god, like, these are my favorite pants, hello. And so I tried them on, and they did not fit the same anymore. I remember I felt awful. I immediately like started freaking out. I was like, like, what's going on? Like, why is it fitting like that? Like, it wasn't too bad, but like they were a little tighter. And they kind of always fit me, like, not baggy, but a little bit loose. And that day they were tighter, and I remember that I immediately started freaking out. I felt bad about myself. I felt horrible, and now I obviously understand why I felt that way, but at the time I, instead of understanding that, I got those pants in middle school and now I'm in high school, so I'm growing, my body is supposed to change, so of course the pants are gonna fit differently. At the time I felt awful, and instead of just being like, okay, like, I'm gonna keep wearing these pants, like, it's fine, I just kept them in like a specific drawer, and those pants became kind of like my the way that I would weight myself. Every once in a while, if I felt like my body looked different, if I felt like I looked different, my body was changing, I would go back to that drawer and I would try those pants on, and if the pants fit like the same, I'm like, oh, I'm good. But if they fit differently, that's when I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I need to do something, or oh my god, I would start freaking out and I would be anxious. And the thing is, baggy pants or baggy clothes in general are not the problem, right? I love baggy clothes. Like, there's nothing wrong with like wanting to wear baggy clothes, but I think that we always freak out when they start to fit. I remember also, like, on TikTok, I saw a video of this girl that like was freaking out. She was like, oh, when I go and ask my boyfriend for clothes, and instead of them being super baggy, they actually fit me. And like, the video was like in a sad context, and I just remember thinking like how baggy clothes are normalized all the time, which, again, I don't think there's a problem with us wanting to wear baggy things or baggy clothes. I think the problem starts when we freak out, or when we think that it's a problem when our clothes start to fit us, or they just fit us, period. And obviously, it's insane, it's crazy how we always forget that our bodies are supposed to change, especially like in my example, trying pants that I got in middle school, when I was in high school, the fact that I started freaking out, the fact that I was upset, it's not ridiculous, but like, it's like, girl, like, your body is supposed to change. Like, we always forget that our bodies are supposed to change. We always forget that it's natural for bodies to change over time, especially when you go from middle school to high school to adolescence to adulthood. Like, your body is supposed to change, and that is not a bad thing. I think we are conditioned to believe that if we gain weight or if our clothes start to fit us a little differently, that means lack of control. That means we are losing control. And as humans, obviously, we are scared. You know, we always want to have control of things. We always want to have control of our lives. And so if we feel like we're losing control, we start to freak out. And I think that it needs to be normalized that like weight fluctuation is normal. Our bodies are supposed to change over time, even if it's like for a week, for a few days, especially as women, like going through all the stress, our periods, everything that we go through, just like specifically our hormones, like our bodies will change. Even if it's like we are bloated or more bloated than usual, we start to freak out. We're like, oh my gosh, like, and it's so sad how we are not used to our bodies changing. And it's so crazy because even when we know that we learn these things at school, like we learn in science classes, like we learn in like biology, we learn kind of like how our bodies change. We learn that like we're gonna grow, we're gonna change, especially as women. Like, we know the changes in our bodies, but then when it's time to apply that to real life, suddenly we can't do it. Suddenly we forget that it's normal. Suddenly we start freaking out. We think that we're losing control. We see that as a horrible thing. And obviously a reason why is obviously because of like what people think is like aesthetic, or all of society's expectations on us, or standards on like what a normal body should look like, or what's trendy and what's not, or like just society's like expectations, and like pretty much society telling us like how we should look like, when it's like, I don't know about that. The expectation that our body should look the same every time is very unrealistic and very unhealthy. Like, not only does that lead to sadness or like depression or even like eating disorders, but it's very unhealthy. It's not realistic. It's not normal. You know, it's not okay. And also, like, talking about where we are conditioned to believe or how we grow up, I think that like it's insane and very sad, but often, like, not every time, but it happens more often. Like, when we grow up, we are usually like praised when we shrink, or like we are praised when we lose weight. It like pretty much like it's like we are conditioned to believe that like for the most part it's a good thing when we lose weight, and it's a bad thing when we gain weight. And it's just so sad, you know, because it's like we are in a world where there are a lot of standards, and it's like no one can just be happy with how they look like, because it's like people will tell you what you should look like. And it's very sad. It's very unhealthy. And even for people who go to the gym all the time, like if you go to the gym all the time, if you're a gym rat, people will expect your body to look a certain way when that's not the case. It's very unrealistic. I have been going to the gym for years, and I am not like jacked and my body doesn't look like the same all the time. I still have insecurities, you know, because of society's expectations of what our body should look like, because of like hormones and all that stuff. And so I think it's very unrealistic. Not to mention the social media is not real anymore, you know. And even as someone who posts gym pictures often, it's not real. Like, I'm not saying that's not what my body looks like, but I think people often forget that like Flexing is a factor. Like, we will choose certain lightings. We will make our bodies look good, you know? And something that I think it's important to remember is, especially on social media, people will show you what they want you to see. People will show you what they want you to see. And so not everything is real. But, you know, going back to the topic, I think that it's important to know that, like, your clothes are supposed to fit you. But other than that, let's reframe that a little bit. Instead of saying your clothes are supposed to fit you, let's say your body is supposed to change. You know, your body will change, and that's natural. You're human, especially, like, specifically as a woman. Like, your body will not look the same all the time. It will change over time, and I think it's healthy that we accept that. It's healthy. It's good, especially for our mental health. It's good that we accept that our bodies are not always going to look the same, you know. You are not losing control if you gain weight, or if you lose weight. I think we often think that, like, we always try to be in control. We always try to seek control, and we freak out when things look different. But I think that, like, it's okay, you know. Yeah, and I think a way that we can change the narrative a little bit, or reframe our thoughts, is that, like, our clothes are not supposed to define you. They're meant to support you. And also, something that is very common is a bigger size does not make you bad, or, like, being a bigger size does not equal a worse version of yourself. Not at all. Or being a small size also does not mean being, like, in the best version of yourself, like being perfect. No. And I think something that we always forget is that this life is so precious. It is a privilege to be in this world, and we always treat our bodies poorly because we think that we always treat our bodies poorly, and we don't appreciate the fact that we can walk, the fact that we are here in this world. I think it's very easy to criticize yourself instead of, like, praising yourself, instead of looking at the positive side of things and appreciating your body no matter what it looks like. And I think that's something that is important to remember, is that your body is not a problem that you should fix, you know? It is something that you should be taken care of. You know, be nicer to yourself, be kinder to your body. No matter what it looks like, your body should not be seen as a problem to fix. It should be seen as something to be taken care of. So give yourself some grace, be kinder to yourself, be nicer to yourself. And I know that it's easier said than done, but it is possible. Don't punish yourself, you know. Go shopping, like, because you want to. Just ask yourself, like, what makes me look good? What do I want to shop for today? Instead of what fits me, you know? I think that it's very important to reframe your thoughts and change the narrative. Remember that it's your life, and always be grateful.